Now we'll continue. We'll do Daf Yud Aleph, Amud Aleph. Hakel Moedim. We're going back to our main sugya. Hakel Moedim. Everybody agrees. So we're going back to the sugya that if a person brings a korban chatas, and b'shas he brings the korban, and at that point he only knew that he ate two zeisei chelev, two alas of forbidden fat. And after bringing it, he says, "Oh, I ate another one, and I didn't know about it." So then the Gemara says, "Im hoysa rishoyna kayemes shehi netches." What does it mean? If they did not bring the first korban yet, and after being mafresh the korban, he realized that he ate another one. No, you can't bring this korban. What's the language? He nitches, it gets pushed away. It means you cannot bring it for that last zayas. I don't know what means the word nitches here. Ma yasa bar. If yasa omet tluya v'kapara. Acher shediskapa b'shniya Thomas. Oh, I guess he can't bring two korbanos either. So he's mafish a second one, and then it's Thomas. So I guess since the guy is planning to bring a new korban, so there's no point of bringing this one. He can't bring two korbanos. So what do you do with the first one? Either you wait till you bring the second one and then you kill it, or you can do it right away, because since it's not roy la krova, there's no point of waiting it. I'm going to translate what's an English translation. In the case of any beast that is not fitting for use for atonement, neither the beast nor the money received for the sale of the beast may be used. It is put to death forthwith. Is a beast set aside for a sin offering? The owner which has attained atonement through use of another beast no longer requires this one. Since a sin offering must be made for a particular sinful act, it cannot be used to cover some other sinful act. Okay, I'm not sure if this is the right translation. Okay, now we go to the new sugya here. Ochel zayis. V'noi delebes feikoi. Mishin esmana. We're talking about a kohen Mashiach. A kohen gadol. Ede zayis. V'noi delebes feikoi mishin esmana. Ach minuya kor koze. After he became a kohen Mashiach, that's when this happened, that he ate a zayis. And he realized, I'm not so sure if this was okay. Maybe this was chaylev. Misha'ovar, ibavador misha'ovar. After he became demoted from a kohen gadol, that's when he realized that it was actually definitely forbidden fat, not just a suffix. Maybe it's a maybe. It's not a maybe. It's definitely forbidden. I died to the Rashbal Potter that the Rich Nechayev. Very interesting Gemara here. What's the logic of this? You say according to Rav Shimon Lakish is Potter. Why? Because Rish Lakish says before that a knowledge of a suffix is considered a proper knowledge. A doubtful knowledge is considered a real knowledge. So here, by a Kohen Mashiach, that knowledge that he found out that maybe he ate, now a Kohen Mashiach does not bring a Asham Tolui. So that ruined it for him. It's like this knowledge says, okay, your knowledge is valid enough to say that we gave out a ruling, a psak, a Kohen Mashiach does not bring Asham Talui. So even later, after he was nostalgic, he became demoted, he found out for sure. And under regular circumstances, we should say, that if a person after he was demoted, he found out Vadai, so we bring a Korban of a Kohen Mashiach. That's our Mishnah in the first Mishnah of our chapter. The Mishnah says in the first Mishnah that if he did a sin when he was a Kohen Mashiach and he was no delay after he was demoted, he brings it. But since he found out Besfeikoi before that, and then there was a din that a Kohen Mashiach would not bring the Safik Asham Tolu, so the whole thing is ruined. The Gemara is asking, Kain Amar Ashbal L'chiev Leile P'tur. And Shlakish said that the idea Safik is considered the idea. It doesn't mean to make potter, to make exempt from karbanos. It just makes to add karbanos. So the kula. So what is it trying to say? That for sure everybody agrees. It pshita the dina Mishnah Aleph. Ella Kani. Say it a little bit different to make sense out of this statement. Ochazai when it's vadaloig besfeika achaloinesmana. If vador mishanesmana, the story happened opposite. Now they became demoted, they became promoted. He ate his eyes, and when he was still a hedyot, a regular person, and then he knew maybe I ate. That was his knowledge at that point. And then after he became a Kohen Gadol, and then he found that finally, actually I ate. Al daite do ashbal di Omar, di is feke kavas lechetoi, di Omar chayiv. Why? Havle kenoid al fnei haminui, he may be kizba. Al daite wegen di Omar in di is feke kavas lechetoi, du Omar pater, di beinan yedia lefnei haminui. So here's the problem. If you say that the dias feikoi has a value of knowledge, it's considered like noida lefnei haminui. And then he is all set, he can bring a kizba. But if you say that Yediyah Safik is worthless, so if you remember in Mishnah Beis, Reb Shimon said that if the Yediyah was after he became a Kohen, then no good, he can't bring anything. So there's no Yediyah here that happened before he became a Kohen Mashiach. And that's why he's part of the Gamra. That's a Shitta of Reb Shimon in Mishnah Beis. Okay, now we go to a new sugya. Ochal Chatzi Zayis Achel Nismana Chatzi Zayis Misha'ovar Hoyle Bosh Shinui Korban Ben Time and Starfen Mimit Zafina Chatzi V'Chatzi Adil Mekivim Shahoy Shas Patur Ben Time Em Starf. This guy had 3 stages. He was a hedyot, became a nasi, or you say Mashiach, and then he became demoted again, and he ate a half a zayis by stage A and by stage C. Do we connect these 2 dots? It's a question. There is 3, there's A, B, and C. He ate A, he didn't realize anything, that there was something wrong. After he ate B, he said he realized that A was a problem. Did not realize B. B still thinks it's 100% kosher. And then he ate C. After he ate C, he said, "Oh, I realized that B was no good and C was no good." This is the story again. He has 3 olives. He ate A, didn't know something is wrong with it. He ate B. After finishing eating B, he realized that A was problematic, was forbidden fat. He did not realize yet that B was problematic. After he finished C, he realized that B and C were problematic. That's Rabbi Yochanan's, according to the Nusach Havraya. Rabbi Yochanan Omar, it's two. This question, what Rabbi Yochanan said. So I want to write here. You should understand that this is Lefi Nusach. According to the Nusach of the Amar Rabbi Yasa argues with that. Rabbi Yasa says no. He says Rabbi Yochanan never said that. Sheni l'daita dovetolu. The second olive depends on his own mind. Ratzon skapel el rishon, ratzon skapel el shlishi. According to the first version, he brings for the second, and automatically it pulls in the first and the third. According to Rabbi Yasa, he brings the second, and he has to decide which one he wants to include in this second one. The first one, because really the second one can be pushed either way. Because the second one and the first one were eaten in the same forgetful timing. He didn't know until after he ate the second one. And the second and the third were also eaten on the one forgetful timing, on the one forgetful zone. So he can decide where to push the second. It's a very abstract idea here, but it's an idea to understand. If you don't need to think automatically, the second, the middle one pulls in the first and the third, or there is a decision, a mental decision he must make to decide now. Bring down a Gemara in Bavli. Okay, we don't need to. It's good if you know this, but we're not going to explain it because it's not so important for this hemshich. Chavraya medam elaba zeisach chatzor zeisach. Now, Gemara is going to bring the two rationals behind the shit of Chavraya and Rabbi Yasa. Chavraya, there's these two, Rabbi Yossi and Rabbi Yasa and his Chaverim, how they understood this situation. Chavraya understands that it's very similar to four halves. So we're going to have here A, B, C, and D. Sha'achal rishon sheni, noidal rishon. Achal shlishi, noidal sheni. Achal rvi, noidal shlishi rvi. It's very similar to before, but we're dealing here with four half zeisam. He ate A, after eating B, he realized that A was a problem. After eating C, he realized B is a problem. After eating D, he realized that C and D is a problem. Imay pekeach, maybe carbon echad. Imlav, maybe shnei karbonos. Hey chavila. Maybe al rishon al sheni echad, al shlishi al revi echad. He has a way. If he's not so smart, he is obligated to bring two karbonos. What's the case where he brings two karbonos? He can bring on the first and the second one carbon, and then the third and the fourth another one. So he has what number A, B together is one olive. It's one set. C and D is another set. Two karbonos. However, he can do a trick. If he decides, you know what, I'm going to bring a carbon on B and C. That's also a zayas, and they're eaten with one helm. So I want to bring a carbon for that. I want to dedicate my carbon for the half olive B and C. So then he has a trick, because you can't tell him, okay, what's with the first one? First one is a half a zayas. What with the fourth one with D? Also a half a zayas. So Chavraya says it's such a concept that you could. This is Chavraya Shitta. Chavraya Shitta is there's a way to play around here. You can somehow decide and then be exempt. So it's very similar. It's interesting the way the Gemara brings these two things together. Before the concept was you bring on the middle one. Before it was three zaysim. It's a different story. But the concept was that you can somehow say, I bring for the middle ones, and then automatically the first and the fourth are left without. There's just a half a zayis. That's it. So there's nothing what to. This is the trick that you can take the middle and cancel the first and the last. I know it's a very loose. The logic here is very hard to understand why this is, but it's in a very loose form. Is that we focus on the middle and the sides get covered. That's the outer picture of this. Let's say a different story. Maybe al rishon val sheni echad, al shlish val levi echad. Im evel tzoyim chay val rishon v'nei atzmai val levi v'nei atzmai. He says no. Forget about these tricks here. Don't tell me a story about half a zaysim. I'll tell you a different story. There is A, B, C, and D. They're full olives. So either he brings for A, B one carbon and C, D another one. And if he's a wise guy and he says, I'm going to bring for B and C, so he's going to bring for A separately and for D separately. In other words, you can't fool the system here. So it's the same thing in that case where the guy says, okay, you know what, the case of before, I'm just going to focus on B, and automatically A is going to be pulled in and C. No, it's not going to be pulled in. If you want to focus what should be pulled in, okay, then we'll give it to you. That's what Rabbi Yasser said, right? He said, Shein l'daiti adover tolu, you have to decide. You're not going to decide, you're going to be in trouble. You got to make a decision. You can't just let things happen by itself and then say Shalom alai nafshi. It's like the Gemara says there in Bava Kama that a person stole from 5 people, doesn't know from whom, just puts it down. It says, whoever I'm stole should take it. No. You got to know from whom are you returning here. So Rabbi Yasser has this very interesting concept that you have to make a decision, and if you don't make a decision, then you're just going to pay more for it. It's not going to make you any easier. So now we're going to go further. Rabbi Yitzchak Shal, it's a very interesting Gemara. Rabbi Yitzchak is asking, Av achilles prosim kain? How about when it comes to pras? Now pras means that there's kidei achilles pras. There's a certain amount of time that you must eat something in order to be liable for a carbon. Let's say that some say it's 5 minutes. Let's assume 5 minutes. So he was trying to say the same question can be asked by pras. So instead of saying that A, B, C, and D, there was Yedias, it can also be A and B were in the same pras, and B and C are the same, and C and D are the same pras. So it's similar to the story with the Yedias, or actually just make it simple, by A, B, and C. It's similar to, instead of saying Yedias, you just say the word pras. No, come on, this doesn't belong here at all. If he ate a half an olive it means he was mafsik 5 minutes. It's nothing. But if he ate a lot of olives, so now don't tell me this idea that the pras is mafsik, just like a idea. It's not true. It's true that he has to make an achila with 5 minutes, but it's not true that if he ate and ate and ate and he had no idea, then you have to bring a few karbanas. It's not true. So why are you telling this a story with saying that the same question that can be asked by A, B, and C, where there's a helam where he forgot, he ate A, and when he ate B, he realized that he ate A, and then he ate C, and so on and so forth. So we say that you have to bring many korbanos, right? That's what we said before. There's a general consensus here that there is each yediyah is a separate korban. There's a way to combine it, but in general there's some kind of division here. But here there's no division. The fact that he ate it in many prasim, who cares? Abon the Kishan Omri ad dein medamala lechalovim v'damina the Shabbos. Ili arik chut echad b'toich begezeh chut echad begezeh shem eklimhu ara kama chut mekama begadim behelam echad and chayvel achas means the same thing that soif dova af shechoshev ketud varam lechalik in a choshev ketud lechayev shtayim. So there's no reason in the world that you should be chayev shtayim rib. So they're both arguing on Rabbi Yitzchak. This is a side note. This whole Gemara here is wants to come to the last point of this whole conclusion of this whole sugya. Is the last word. Harei ba chiyav karban beinatayim. V'teim mitzarfen. What is it trying to bring up from this whole thing? So the Chavraya says that if you bring a sheni v'shlishi, mitzarfen rishon revi. What do we say? You do not bring on the first half and the A, and we're talking about half. They're all halves.